Okay, cool.
All right, are you ready to get started?
I'm ready to get started.
Okay, hey y'all, I'm Hazziesof as always. To the left is my awesome, amazing, bouncy partner, Nord, aka Nordicmonkey. Say hello to the
Tigers are
stream,
for
Nord.
bouncing? Sure, let's run with that.
Nords are for bouncing?
Yeah. Nordic monkey, Nordic tiger, why not?
Today is stream number 416, better believe it. And
Wow.
today we're going to be doing a showcase for Shores Unknown. I kept saying Unknown Shores because those are two words that are just easy to flip-flop, but it's Shores Unknown. It's in early access, but lately we've been playing a lot of early access games and they've been really good, so I'm not like worried about it whatsoever. So I'm really excited about it because it's another CRPG and I love CRPGs.
You are into those.
I'm gonna like I said with the showcases, I'm gonna do showcases a lot more intentionally. We may not do as many as we've been doing in January, and I'm hoping that will give us time to go jump back into some of these games that we fell in love through the showcases. And thanks to the Indie Game Collective for giving us those codes and giving us a chance to showcase those games. So I'm really looking forward to that because I would like to jump back into. Do you remember Heavenly Bodies?
Oh yes.
And I would like to jump back into that one. And I did play more. What was that game?
Noble Fates.
Noble Fates.
Mm-hmm.
I really like that game. It's really addictive. I feel like mid-game, though, I felt a little bit like I didn't know what to do other than watch what they're doing. And I wanted certain things to happen, but they're kind of like on their own time. And I guess you can make them do what you need them to do.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes I'm like, I would rather them just do the thing already that they're doing because it's like you've already queued up all the things. But I'm not... I really enjoyed it. It's fun just to watch to see what happens. I was having a really hard time recruiting anybody. I only have like 4 people still in my kingdom. I don't know. Do you have more than that?
7, 8.
I had a really hard time with recruit. Nobody wanted to recruit. Like my prestige was not going up, and I don't know what I need to do for that. But anyways,
I went straight.
It was a fun game.
I went just straight towards increasing my prestige. I had my leader carry all the cash and the best weapons. And then I got him a single room and I decorated it with a holiday wreath and stuff like that.
Yeah. But yeah, we had a good time off on Wednesday. But something we didn't talk about was we just finished Yellow Jackets. Because recently I was reading an article. Apparently Yellow Jackets did like a lot better than they were expecting it to do. It like the viewership I think was like just behind Dexter New Blood. So
really,
yeah, it was really high. Like they weren't expecting it.
That's doing really well then.
They were saying most of the people found out about it through word of mouth. I know I found out because we had just I don't know if it was when we just finished Dexter or we had just finished one of the episodes to the point where we had caught up, and so there was no more episodes of Dexter to watch. And I was like, well, maybe we should watch this Yellow Jackets because it has Melanie Linsky, Christina Ricci, has all these like women that I remember from the 90s.
You don't have to pretend. You will watch a show that has Melanie Linsky in it alone. It's true. The others were fantastic.
No, but
and we
I
appreciate
also really
their
like
work over the years.
Name? But I really, really like what's her name from Natural Born Killers too, because Natural Born Killers used to be like one of my all-time favorite movies. I can't watch it now; it's like too much for me now. But I really like her a lot. I think she's a really good actress, and I always enjoy watching her. So, but I really liked her in Natural Born Killers, so I was really happy to see her in that too. But yeah, Melanie Linsky,
Juliette Lewis.
Yeah, Juliette Lewis. I really like her, and so yeah, that was another reason. It was just I felt like it was a bunch of weirdos from the 90s. Although I feel like Christina Ricci came like after those women. You know what I mean? Like I feel like she seemed. I feel like she's newer. I don't know, but I remember when she came out was like, I feel like she was the second Winona Ryder is kind of what I feel like. If they wanted to make it perfect, they should have added like Winona Ryder into the mix. But maybe they will because we don't know who Lottie is. We don't know the grown-up Lottie yet.
Oh.
So they have a chance to put, I don't think they'll put Winona Ryder. I haven't seen Winona Ryder in anything in like forever.
She was in a commercial a little while back.
Yeah. It seems like she like did some shoplifting or something, and then like we never heard anything about her ever again. Like that's what it feels like would happen.
An actor does that though, and they're like, "Oh wow, they're just embracing their bad side," and blah 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 blah.
I don't know if she intentionally did it or if it was more like she just kind of forgot because, you know, famous rich people, they'd get everything for free anyway, so they don't think anything.
I thought it was like a kleptomania thing.
Maybe. I have no idea. I didn't look deep into it. I just remember hearing a passing thing about it or whatever. So like, yeah, I just kind of, yeah. Oh, and there was also,
I bet you Thorn knows.
So this morning I read this article that was in, I want to say it was in the New York Times, or maybe it was
the one that you sent to me. Financial Times.
No, not that one. Oh. This one was about the reason why Blizzard got bought by Microsoft. Oh my god, Thorn! Thank you so much for that 23-month streak.
Friday. Only 1 month to go.
Oh
Winona
my gosh.
Ryder is in Stranger Things.
See, I knew Thorn would know.
Stranger Things? Okay.
See, so she's been busy.
I haven't been watching Stranger Things. I'd never really got into. I didn't really like it for some reason. I don't know. It was
Cheers!
Cheers!
Prost!
Kampai!
Skål!
Kumbe!
Cheers!
Nostravia!
Slancha!
Kippis!
Egeshire!
Salute!
Thank you for spending
Sante!
Thank you for spending so much time with us, Thorn. Almost 2 years.
That's amazing.
Being that much of a clubber and a mugger.
And
That's
a mugger clubber.
Yes.
Thank you so much
Thorn,
for being part of the Mug Club. We love you. It wouldn't be the same without you. Thank you so much. Seriously. I hope you're having a good day. I was gonna stop and say Friday, but it's not Friday. Tomorrow is Friday. So happy Friday Eve. Seriously. Yeah, so I kind of wonder if they're gonna put Winona Ryder in there, but maybe not. I feel like she's another one of the 90s weirdos that, you know.
Definitely.
So, but yeah, I haven't seen Stranger Things, so I wouldn't have known.
Edward Scissorhands.
About Stranger Things. Yeah, Edward Scissorhands. Anyways, yeah, so I was reading this article. I want to say it was from the New York Times. Maybe it wasn't New York Times. I can't remember right now. Maybe it was Wall Street Journal. I don't know. I saw it this morning. It was on my Google News feed, and it was talking about the reasons that Microsoft bought Blizzard is basically to own the IP and get more games. I think I put it on Discord actually this morning. And I thought it was really interesting because they were like, they were also talking about how like Microsoft was kind of thinking about maybe they're gonna be putting this on to their Game Pass of all their games, all the games from Blizzard. So there's like they're trying to. It almost feels like they're trying to obliterate like all these they're trying to make like consoles and like those kinds of things, how we play games, kind of almost not necessary, and it's more gonna
blur the lines.
Yeah, to blur the lines a little bit more, to have us go more towards like the streaming concept, like with Netflix and Hulu and all that kind of stuff with gaming. Whether it'll work or not, I don't really know, but I know I've heard that I think PlayStation is kind of looking at how they can do that. I don't know if Nintendo is doing that as well. But yeah, I think that's really interesting. If that's the case, I kind of like the idea of blurring the lines a little bit more in that sense. I think streaming games could be like a really big deal if it's done properly and we can get like good games. And also as like the internet like improves speed wise and stuff like that. So I don't know.
I think it's inevitable. Like, especially how the last release was for consoles. I mean, you still can't pick them up. Well, you can, but it's still very difficult. I think it's all but inevitable that people are going to start doing streaming services, especially as internet speeds continue to go up.
Yeah.
What is behind you? Oh, you have your cool blanket behind you.
Yeah, it's my.
Have you shown that off? All right.
It's fine. I'm too hot to like put it on me. So, Thorne said she and Keanu Reeves were in Destination Wedding 2 from a few years ago. I don't know anything about Destination What? I've never even heard about it.
But it lets us know that she's
at least she's still getting work, so that's really good. It blows my mind that you can play console games through cloud services.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it really does. It's kind of amazing, right? I like Netflix has a thing with gaming, streaming games as well, but I don't know anything.
Does.
Amazon has it with Luna, and I've been kind of interested in the Luna stuff because it sounds like they've got pretty good games with it. We haven't like delved into it yet, but I find it really interesting. I am like looking forward to Steam Deck, and I'm wondering once we get the Steam Deck, maybe that will be more. It would be interesting if Steam like put out some sort of subscription for their thing to go along with the Steam Deck.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't see why they couldn't do it. I think it would probably make money too if they did it that way. Well, there's so many games like I'm not gonna buy, but I might try if it was on a subscription. So
also, while it has a lot of opportunity with consoles, they're only so big.
Yeah, that's true.
And only so pricey. Like having a giant ass case in whatever room is a lot less convenient. And then you have to worry about all the cooling issues, this, that, and everything else. Like being able to just have a monitor and stream all that straight in.
Yeah.
Also, like the possibilities of really, really decently priced equipment too, because if they're buying 10,000 of whatever the most advanced graphics cards are, then they're going to be able to get it at a much more reasonable price. You can pay a service on that, and you can be playing with the most advanced PC parts, until new stuff comes out.
Yeah.
But also, like, you don't have to go through the upgrading process yourself, all that sort of stuff. Like, I think there's a lot of potential with it.
Yeah.
It's just somebody's going to have to bite the bullet. I personally wouldn't be shocked if it's Steam.
If it's Steam?
Mm-hmm.
I think Steam could make it work.
I
mean, they've got like they already have a huge amount of games. So yeah. I don't know. We'll see. Oh, the other thing too, since we're talking about Blizzard, I heard this, and maybe Thorn can corroborate this or tell me if this is fake news or not. I don't know. I heard that Bobby Kotick was looking at first thing I know that they were saying they're gonna like basically he's gonna have to resign or whatever, and he's not gonna be working with Blizzard anymore since Microsoft bought it. But I also heard that he was talking about buying like media outlets like PC Gamer or Kotaku to make sure that they like put out like good press or something. But I saw it as a passing by thing as I was looking at other stuff, but I didn't really think about it until later after I had read that one piece about why Microsoft bought Blizzard EA. And so I was wondering, is that a rumor? Is that fake news? Like, what's going on with that? Like, I was like, that sounds about like something Bobby Kotick would do. like, I mean, he has the money. If he wanted to, he could. But GeForce Now hasn't done so well lately, I've heard. Oh, really?
It's true. Yeah, they hopped on too early.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of, didn't that happen with a lot of the streaming services in the earlier days? Like, it wasn't like, can't think of any of the earlier ones, but I feel like they didn't do so well before. And Netflix, it took a little while before Netflix got it up and running as a real like streaming service, because it started out with like a it's like renting DVDs or whatever is kind of what they started out as, or at least that's what I remember. That's so many years ago, but that's what I remember. That eventually kind of turned into like a streaming service. It's on Polygon.
You want me to open it?
Yeah, will you?
So Bobby Kotick wanted to buy a gaming website to change Activision's
he wanted to, so he's not planning to. It's just something that he talked about doing.
Change Activision's public narrative, the report says.
Why am I not shocked?
I mean, it's... we all know who owns... what is it? Okay, Bezos owns the Washington Post or whatever.
Yeah.
And like they're always like, hey, not owning things is going to be the great new thing. Everybody should rent their everything that they have in life. This whole thing about how nobody can own houses isn't really a bad deal. It's actually good. Like, no, this stuff's been happening for a while. Hearst.
Mm-hmm.
Hearst, the Hearst Mansion.
Oh, well,
Like,
okay, that person.
like when he owned like every newspaper in the freaking country,
Mm-hmm.
he would constantly, print favorable stuff. So this isn't new. It's
Yeah,
just it's slimy.
it's slimy,
But
but it's Bobby Kotick, so
yeah,
are
it's
we shocked?
billionaires be slimy. That's what they do.
A lot of the reviews seem pay to win anyway. I played 4 hours. Great game. It depends. As I've been playing games for showcasing for like I used to say that a lot. How can you play 4 hours of a game and then say great game? But I have noticed there are actually much short. I'm taking back some of what I said with that, because there are some games that are a lot shorter. But
Yeah.
for the majority of games, yes, I do agree with that. It's like it's true.
But like you get like a 200-hour RPG and then they play 4 hours and say that. It's just like, what?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's very true. Yeah.
I don't know.
I feel like maybe they go and like watch other people play. I don't know. It's very strange. Like I don't know how the whole like thing operates, but whatever. That's the way it goes, I guess.
When that happened, that's when I stopped subscribing to PC Gamer.
Yeah.
It was just nope.
Yeah. Really? Do you remember what game it was? Because I don't.
It was a series of them. It was just one after another, and I was
like, I just know that we stopped getting it anymore, and I was like, okay.
Honestly,
you were the one that was
I understand
really
for some games like Fallout 4.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't play every single possible quest and do everything.
Yeah.
Like I understand for stuff like that.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I still prefer a review process in which you have an initial impression and then a portion that will get updated later when you finish.
Yeah, that's true.
But that's been dropped. Like the professional places don't really do that, and it's disappointing.
I kind of wish, honestly, I wish they would like require a certain amount of like a percentage of time depending on like how many hours the game is. Because like some games don't have as many hours, or there are some games that are just super simple but take a lot to master, so you're going to put in more time, but you don't necessarily need a whole lot more time to figure out what the game is about.
Like how long do you have to play Among
like
Us to know that you enjoy it?
Yeah, like
not a lot.
Exactly. So I kind of used to say that, like, how can you play 4 hours of a game and then decide? Like, I used to say that, but like I wasn't thinking about like, well, some games you don't really need as much time, and I think that's true now. But that's just because I've played so many games, and especially now being in the indie collect, a lot of indie games are shorter, and so you can kind of figure out some of the games. Like when we did Impious Pumpkins, like I don't have 20 something hours in the game, but I've like gone all the way up to the last level, so I've kind of seen, like, you know what I mean? So like, and that's not to say it's a bad game or anything like that, because I don't equate like the value of a game based off of how many, because a lot of gamers do, and I get why they do, but I don't equate the value of a game based off of how many hours is in the game. I base it off of whether I had fun. It's a personal decision, stuff like that, and what I think about the game, whether mechanics are good, if I think combat's stuff like that's, like multiple different things. You know what I mean? And I kind of hate the fact that a lot of people decide the value of a game based off of the number of hours. Like sometimes people will be like, oh, there's only this many hours, so I don't really want to play this game because it's just not worth it. Because I just don't think that's necessarily true. I think a game can be valuable based on the experience and not necessarily the amount of time that you can play in the game, if that makes any sense.
I think that's a good way of putting it.
I used to not think that. As I've gotten older, that's kind of where my opinion's kind of gone now. So yeah, especially after playing like some really good like indie games that like they don't have as many like hours as some of the like games that I've played, but they're really good because the experience is really good. So yeah, that's kind of where I fall on that.
Another side of it is, so I haven't played the newest Assassin's Creed games.
Yeah.
But I've heard lots and lots and lots of complaints, some of which that actually sounded fairly legitimate, about just how much of a grind fest there is, so that they make sure that it has enough hours of gameplay.
Yeah.
And it's just like, there's grinding in games, and sometimes it makes sense.
Yeah.
But when it's just like,
When it's grind, there's no reason that it does need to be there. It's more of like a time gate.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of that. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I totally get that, for real. But
and it
yeah.
makes sense with it makes more sense with MMOs because you're trying not to like let people get way ahead of others.
Yeah.
But for single player games where it's just like, hey, we're gonna create this ultimate grind fest here,
Yeah,
so that we can tack 20 hours onto our game. It's just like,
But at the same time, I think a lot of the gamers promote it because because gamers are like, I want the time in the game. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
there's a lot of gamers that are like that. So maybe I think that's why that ends up happening. But yeah. So yeah, today for our Geeky Talk segment, I kind of wanted to talk a little bit about Steam Deck again because that's coming out here in February. Apparently they are going through the list of games to see which ones are going to get like the verified check mark. So this is just kind of a breakdown on how you're going to know about the games. So they'll have like a check mark. It's verified, which basically means they've got all 4 of these things with input, seamlessness, display, and system support. It's going to have all these things.
About all this stuff, Hazzie keeps sending me deck pics. Like, she just won't stop. She's so interested in the deck. All about the deck all day long. Keep sending me the deck pics,
but
whatever.
I really want okay, here's the thing. I have a Switch, so I technically could play games on my Switch in when I'm in bed, but I don't have as many games on my Switch because I tend to play way more PC games. Also Nintendo games are a lot more expensive, and so I'm just kind of like, I really want a Steam Deck because I could play games from my library. But now seeing this, some of the games are going to be verified. Like I was saying, some of them will be playable, which isn't going to have all 4 of the, like there may be some things in the game you can't do on the Steam Deck. And then they're going to have unsupported and then unknown. And here is my one. I still want it because I think as I go through the library, I think they're just going to make all the games better. And also I think that developers are probably going to be trying to think about the Steam Deck as they're creating their games.
Yeah,
as time
they're going to be looking
on.
for deck compatibility.
Yeah. So, and so as time goes on, they're going to be thinking about that. So I'm not too concerned with it. I still want the Steam Deck. But in the beginning, when I'm a little bit concerned was, I really just want to play a lot of these indie games that I have grown to love. That I like the most recent indie game that I have discovered. We have not showcased or played it on stream. Is that Polyville Canyon? I know I keep talking about it because I love that freaking game. It's just a city builder with no stress, no taxes. You don't have to worry about anything. I would love to have that on my Steam Deck so I could just like chill out in my bed and play that game. On top of that, there's other games that I like to put more hours like into, whereas I don't want to be sitting at my desk a lot of times in the evening. So it would be really nice just to have the Steam Deck and be able to go hang out in bed, you know what I mean?
No.
When I'm decompressing and be able to play a game.
That sounds awesome because as it currently stands, like, as comfortable as everything is in this room, our bedroom's more comfortable, and when we're getting ready for night and whatever, it would be nice to just be able to hop on and play a little bit of a game.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. I just we do a lot of like watching TV. Instead of watching TV, I could be playing a game. and just, I mean, I like watching like watching our shows. I like watching movies and stuff. But sometimes games are more fun. So
she's addicted to crying and making me cry with her on British dramas, specifically Call the Midwife lately has been the
I was shocked it made you tear up.
Tear up? I had puddles. That's a sad. It's a sad but happy sad show.
Yeah, I was a little shocked. But yeah, I would like to be like in bed just playing on my Steam Deck. So yeah, I'm kind of looking at this, excited about it.
You're not respecting my dry eyes.
And if we get the Steam Deck, that'll mean for you, Nord, that you don't have to worry so much about crying as much because I'm watching Call the Midwife or whatever. So
I will make sure to write that in the review.
Okay. The other thing too is, so I've been following this other CRPG called Songs of Conquest, and I just wanted to go over this video really quick of them prototyping the troop abilities, and we'll get to see some combat. This is like a really gorgeous pixelated CRPG that I've been following. It's currently in, I think, early access, is not completely released yet.
By the end of the video, I'll show you a little combat session where the AI is fighting the AI. We'll see 30 militia from
You remember,
Arion
Nord, I showed you this, and I was like, this is a game I want to play as soon as I can. So,
Both
yeah.
troops are
Eventually, we'll get
the
this up
lowest tier troop that
we'll
you
probably
could
be
recruit
streaming this
in
game
either
eventually,
faction.
but not yet,
I'll
because
let
we have
you
so many
guys
games that
think
we're
about
going to
that.
be
Who would
playing
win if
before
you
this
put
one,
30
but I
rats
am
against
following
30
it.
militia. By the end of the video, I'll show you the combat.
Does it look like
and,
Heroes
the
3?
result. So
Hi, Zorn.
place
How are
your
you
bets.
doing?
Heroes 3, is
right
that
now,
you?
we're just
This
looking
is Songs of
at
Conquest.
An example that Patrick recorded.
It
where he
kind of has
shows
some
the ability
similarities.
to
I
zoom
can see
in
that,
the
Zorn.
combat. But let's
Also,
move on.
happy
We're
Friday
looking at
Eve.
the
Cheers.
upgraded
Yeah, cheers.
militia here, the sapper troops. And as you can see,
I haven't
they
seen the whole
place
video, so I wanted
palisades
to...
in front of them when you press the troop ability button. This is very much work in progress, but yeah, that's how it looks right now. So it's a
I
way
follow
for
them on
the
YouTube, so
player
I've been
to
watching
block
all the stuff that
path
they've
on
been, the
combat.
developers have been
YouTubes.
doing.
And then
Yeah,
we'll
on the
move on to an
YouTubes.
experiment Nicholas did when looking at the blessed bones and trying to just basically figure out a specific troop ability that they had. His idea was basically that they could sacrifice one unit in order to spawn more oathbounds or skeletons in front of them.
Ooh, I like
And,
summoners.
We're not sure if that's staying in the game, but do let us know in the comments if you think it's a cool idea.
Yes, it's a cool
And
idea.
then we're moving on to Baria, who has a troop called Tinkerers. And the idea is for them to be able to place mine on the combat grid.
Okay, I'm a fan of
this is
that.
very much
Sappers.
work in progress again. So this is not mines.
I think
they're placing right now. It's
the game
more
looks
like
gorgeous
some kind
too.
of fungus or mushrooms.
Mhm.
But it's just an example, and it kind of shows you fairly roughly how it will work. And here we have it, guys. This is the combat. AI versus AI, so it's not being controlled by any human. And as you can see, the rats are taking a pretty aggressive stance and rushing forward on the battlefield.
The rats are so
whereas the militiamen
looking.
are just staying back and
Beware of Skaven.
shooting.
Beware of
But
Skaven.
as it turns out, it's the rats that seems to come out on top. And there you have it. Yeah.
Okay, so it
Loth
actually is
won
balanced around
this
being able to
time.
rush.
Do let us know if you would like to see some other kind of made up fight.
So yeah,
And we can see if we can,
I'm looking forward to that, but there's like just so many freaking games right now, it's ridiculous. So today, like Expeditions Rome Expeditions Rome actually released today. And so I don't know when I'm going to get to that one, because before that it was Monster Hunter Rise has released, and we're going to get to that one later. And I just realized that a game that Nord's been talking about, Warhammer Total War 3 is supposed to be out, I think, middle February? Is it February 17th or something
I
like that?
believe it's the 17th, yes.
Yeah, and so and that's a game that Nord wants to play, and
It's
apparently
going from
you can play with 8
multiplayer.
people. So yeah, you can play
what
with
she
8
said.
people. So if y'all want to play, let us know. I guess that's another game we're gonna have to be playing. But like I said, the showcases are gonna start. Well, I want to.
Yes.
Anyways, the showcases are gonna. We're not gonna have as many showcases happening during February. We're gonna have a few here and there. We might put in an extra day of streaming every other week or something. I don't know. We'll see. That's something me and Nord talked about, because we're just gonna have so many games with Lost Ark coming out, and then also the CK3 DLC. I kind of feel like we have so many things to do.
There's plenty to work on.
It's kind of ridiculous at this point. So yeah. Have you seen? Can you read that? Am I reading that right? Bo Phila, A Withering World. Bo, is it a game?
I would assume.
Like, I've never. Bo
Hey Zorn,
Bill?
have you looked at the BattleTech game yet? The one that's kind of Mech Commander like. Have you checked it out yet? It's an indie game. It's really cute, Thorn says.
Oh,
Oh no, you haven't? Come on, Zorn. Don't disappoint.
Oh, they have local co-op. That's kind of nice.
Anyways, I really think you should check it out. I think you would like it, Zorn. They have a lot of additional mods and stuff that have been added to it. Really has a lot of life to it.
Oh, this is really cute. It is adorable. This is adorable.
So, pay attention to this part, folks. Hazzie was like, I have no idea how we're going to have enough time to play all these games. And Thorn's immediately like, hey, have you seen Bowphil?
That's really freaking cute. Oh my
but
gosh.
But it definitely does look like a Hazzie game. Oh my gosh,
really
they're musicking it up.
Oh my gosh, I love it. It's really pretty.
It's like a hedgehog sushi roll.
With no face. I don't know what's up with the face.
Well, have you had a
one-eyed
sushi roll with a face? I hope not.
No, but no.
Okay.
It's not. That's really cute. Yeah, I put that on my wish list. That is really adorable. It looks like something I would definitely enjoy.
I don't know how to do anything but mod and play Path of Exile anymore.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm not gonna say you're wrong on that one.
And then also I wanted to let y'all know, so there's some cool like adventure games. I think it's mostly indies. I don't know. But they're showing it on the big adventure event. Actually, somebody is supposed to be showcasing something during this event. I think tomorrow. I shared it on Twitter. I think they're going to be showcasing it tomorrow. I'll share it again when she's actually showcasing it. I'll look for it and let y'all know. But yeah, it looks like a really cool event. I haven't checked anything of this out. I had kind of seen it talked about, but I hadn't really looked into it. But yeah, this is supposed to be a really cool event that Steam is doing right now. It's supposed to be happening from today until the 24th, so there's 4 days for you to be able to check it out. And of course, whenever they do those events, a lot of times games will go on sale and stuff like that. So if you're interested in any of those games, then go check them out. I think most of them are indie games, I believe, that are happening during that event too.
So adventure games were big back in 80s and 90s.
Mm-hmm.
And then as graphics really improved, a lot of stuff bumped them out. And thanks to all these indie producers, adventure games have really made a comeback. So thank you, folks.
I don't ever really know what to consider an adventure game, other than it has to be open world? Is that considered an event? I don't really know.
It doesn't have to be open world, no.
There's exploration, I never know for sure.
Well, some games center around combat, but a lot of adventure games are just go out and learn stuff about people, have an experience.
Isn't Horizon Zero Dawn considered an adventure game?
Action adventure.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, that's where it starts. I almost sometimes feel do the specific genres of game really matter? It's almost you might want to know kind of what they're about. You might want to know some of the, but I don't even know if specific genres are even there anymore, because so many of the games now kind of I feel they blur the lines. But it's kind of, I was just thinking about how what's the game that we like to play with the Vikings? I can't think of the name right now. Tribes of Midgard. Tribes of Midgard really blurs those lines with survival building, roguelite stuff. So that's why I'm kind of ARPG as well.
That's you're definitely right. There's a lot more blurring anymore, but the Captain. The Captain, I would say, is an adventure game.
Yeah,
that's
also what I think of. Actually, you're right. I think of that's an old school adventure game.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it follows in the same lines as Space Quest and stuff. But these games where in general, when you come across a conflict, you were probably trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
with your decisions rather than, hey, I'm gonna hit this thing really hard or shoot it really good.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyways, yes. So I don't believe you, Zorn. You need to you
Thank you, Brandon. Good luck with your cranky baby.
you need to check out some MechWarrior stuff of some type. Like, I believe you could do some stuff. Although I was looking, MechWarrior Online is having like a big sale right now, and I was like, hey, maybe I can get back into that. And then they're like, hey, you can get this many mech bays and this much stuff for $100 freaking dollars.
Yeah.
I was just like, ugh!
Maybe not.
Like,
$100 seems like a lot.
it-
I shouldn't say anything though. I bought $100 Founders Pack for Lost Ark. So
yes, but
I
you are going to get like thousands of hours out of Lost Ark.
I didn't pay for it though. Nord got it for me for my birthday because he knew I really wanted it. So
that's true.
But I wouldn't normally. If it wasn't for Nord buying it for me, I wouldn't have bought it. I would have probably waited for the free stuff.
Yes, but also the stuff that you got with that isn't like pay to win.
Yeah, that's true.
Like
it's just to make the experience
stuff in
better.
MechWarrior Online.
So.
It's you getting more mech bays means you can have more mechs and more choices and blah blah blah.
It's pay to win.
It has that function.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's exclusively pay to win, but it has that
Thorn
function.
says there's a demo for that game soonish. We need to have a demo. Me and Nord have said this multiple times. We need to have a demo day because there are multiple games that I've been wanting to play their demos for. They don't have like the full game out for it yet, but they do have demos. And also, I was asked by if y'all have ever heard of Spaceboat, but one of the devs from Spaceboat had messaged me about their game, and I told them I would play their demo, but I just haven't found the time yet. So I think maybe we'll have like one demo day in February. Maybe it'll have to wait until March since we're already so packed. But there is like we need to just have a demo day.
Maybe
where
you could have a share the love day on Valentine's Day.
Yeah. Nord's already coming up with his own like what we're gonna do, so maybe that's what we'll do. Zorn said Dark Alliance was the only thing I did that wasn't modding on Path of Exile in 2 years now.
Yeah. And I really hope that they get I hope they don't give up on Dark Alliance.
I don't know. I kind of think they did. So I don't know. But we also haven't played.
I don't need to hear this negativity.
We also haven't played their DLC thing yet, so we don't know how that worked out.
Anyways,
I haven't gotten time to do it yet because I'm still trying to catch up on showcases because thank you Indie Game Collective for all the cool games.
The amazing problem to have.
Yeah, you've been allowing us to showcase, but I have not been able because this January has just been packed, but it should start to slow down here in like February, March a little bit. Maybe we can try the Dark Alliance DLC to see how the game is doing, and then we can make a decision from there what we think about the game so far. Unfortunately, I think with all the problems that they had and the lack of communication, I don't think they're coming back anytime. You want me to be honest?
Yeah. It's because I was in the dev. Well, it's not really a dev diary; it's a dev stream. For Epic Tavern, and a lot of people like that. That game's fantastic, and it's getting a lot of work done. It's been in development for forever, so some people are getting impatient with them.
Yeah,
but having that ability to be able to see what the devs are working on, or having like good developer diaries, like. I think people are really, really missing out on that. Unfortunately for Epic Tavern, a lot of people don't have any idea that they're doing the developer streams. And so they're like, where's this game going? And it's just like, they got a stream. They let you know. Anyways, yeah, it's like the biggest issue that's happening in separating different game companies, in my opinion, lately, is the ability of them to communicate with their potential consumers.
Yeah, I mean,
like some
that's
some of them like I don't know. I really, really love the ideas that are encompassed within Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance. Or
are you mean
Dungeons and Dragons Dark Alliance? All the Dark Alliances.
D&D.
Anyways, in the D&D Dark Alliance, I love it, but I don't know where they're going with it, and I really want to see like more love given to it, more attention, and just the communication of that. Like if they're like, "Hey, we're taking a couple months off because we got these other projects and stuff," that's fine. That's fine. I can be patient. But it's when you get no communication that really sours the relationship
Yeah.
between the people that want to play and the people that are producing.
Yeah, that's true.
Anyway.
Zorn says Death Stranding was a pretty good movie. Did you watch somebody play it, Zorn?
I believe he did.
I watched somebody play part of it, but I stopped because I wanted to play it myself. I've yet to play Death Stranding. I still want to play it.
And Zorn is right. Lost Ark has the Path of Exile model, money for storage and visuals. Yeah, a lot of it, there is a lot more that people could spend money on for the Korea and Russia release and stuff like that. And a lot of people initially came to the game with like, oh, pay to win, blah, 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 blah.
Mm-hmm.
But it looks like they've listened to that.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Yeah, we'll see.
It looks like they're making improvements. Thorn says
I'm excited
Blizzard
about
soon as well. Yeah. Yeah, we'll see where the communication ends up coming on those sort of things. I don't know. I mean, what's his name at Xbox?
Phil Spencer?
Yeah, Phil Spencer. He's a pretty good communicator.
Yeah.
But he's also got like he's got things simmering on so many pots. There's probably difficulty in sharing as much as what's taking place.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think that's a pretty good example of somebody who can.
I was just thinking about
well.
if WoW is on the Microsoft or the Game Pass rather, the Xbox Game Pass, does that mean no? Do you also have to pay for the subscription fee?
That would be weird. I don't think they would do that.
Yeah, that's really weird.
I don't think they would do that. I don't think it would be put on Game Pass.
And then it makes me think like,
unless
is there still going to be a subscription fee for the people that don't have a Game Pass? Like I don't know what's, you know what I mean? I don't know what's in store for like WoW because of that subscription model that they've used for freaking how many freaking years?
Oh, that's what you meant, Thorn. I think the D&D Dark Alliance people are subscribing to Blizzard's soon model.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
okay. Okay, gotcha.
Also it's released buggy, but if you buy the expansion, it'll fix the bugs. But you get the expansion, new bugs come out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Blizzard's had that issue.
I don't know. I might get back into
it. Might sound like
WoW if it's on the Game Pass.
It might sound like I'm complaining a lot, but I have a certain negative relationships with Blizzard. By and large, I have a lot more hope for other companies.
Yeah, but I mean, I could see why Microsoft would want to pick it up. You know what I mean? Because like they're trying to create this
Conan
huge,
O'Brien is in it,
like library of streaming, like Netflix kind of thing.
Conan O'Brien is in Lost Ark or Path of Exile.
I have no idea.
Also, it wouldn't be for no reason, because it's to highlight how they can have physics that match his hair. I mean, getting in-game physics to do that, that's a big step. All right.
I think it's to show they can put Conan O'Brien in the game.
Oh, Dead Standing. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Death Standing. Yes.
Death Stranding.
Death Stranding.
Totally different from Dead Standing.
Whatever.
The Eastern market has kind of learned that the Western market has zero tolerance for pay to win. Yeah.
It's very true.
It's very true.
Which is funny because we take stuff with our ideas and we learn nothing about another market before we go and introduce it. So
it's the way.
I honestly,
things are,
I think that the games development is going to continue to shift its pull more and more across the Pacific.
Yeah.
Because they're showing more flexibility with being able to build for multiple audiences. And right now, I mean, you have India, you have Indonesia, you have these places that are growing incredibly in terms of gamers and amount of gameplay. So somebody's going to seize on that.
Yeah. I mean, you would be kind of stupid not to, because that's a huge market. So yeah. Okay, y'all, we are going to be playing our showcase today. It's Shores Unknown. It is a new CRPG that I don't really know anything about whatsoever. It's in early access. I'll be honest, since I've been doing these IGC showcases, I have a lot of like more positive opinions towards early access games lately. Just because like I've had really good experiences. It seems like we played Noble Fates last time, and I really liked Noble Fates. It was very impressive. Like I want to play a whole lot more So I'm not necessarily like I'm kind of excited to see Shores Unknown and see how this early access.
And why is
game
it that you don't know what you're walking into? Are you ensuring that by not spoiling things?
Yes.
Okay.
But I have seen the trailer, and that's like the most that I've seen. So like we're gonna watch the trailer and then
So
we'll jump into
she's
the
not
game.
doing it based off laziness. That is not the hazy way. She's doing it because she wants to be shocked, especially in these RPG.
I don't like to like spoil it. You know what I mean? Like I don't want to.
Hey,
I don't want to like
Darth Vader.
Like if you
he's Luke's father.
Like if you know what to pick in the if you know what to pick, like then it kind of doesn't. You know what I mean? Like in dialogue, for example, or what choices to make. I feel like that ruins it.
I got more spoilers than Hazzie does. I looked up some images to see if I could dress up like a caster for this today. And I saw that they had some casters. So I'm like, yes.
Every time we have a CRPG, you dress up like a caster.
Dude, that's what I would be if I had the option. If I can do fantasy stuff, I'm not going to be swinging something heavy around. I gotta do that in real life.
I think it's funny because I usually like the swing stuff. Like I usually pick that, but that's not always true. I mean, I did play a mage for a long time as well, so.
How can I help you?
I like the art.
Do you see what I mean? Like, the art style here is kind of similar to the art style in Noble Fates, and they're also kind of and for the King. Like, I don't know what it is about this art style. Very similar. I like it. Yeah, polygon stuff is like. I really like it.
Visitors not of this shore.
Okay.
Obviously, I have no idea the efforts that it takes to really get in deep on what you're doing for the artwork on these sort of things. But I assume that there's good reason behind why these people are doing it this way.
I'm gonna read the
All I
description,
know is I'm loving this style.
if that's okay. It's the reviews are mostly positive right now, so that's a good thing. Let me read the description for it. It says a turn-based RPG with deep character-driven combat and story written by Final Fantasy veterans. Finding yourself on the wrong side of the crown, you and your companions must fight or perish. Build a team of mercenaries, forge alliances, and explore distant lands.
Ooh.
So yeah, Final Fantasy veterans. Okay, I'm kind of hoping this means it's got to be good, right?
It means that the writing staff is definitely on top of it.
It's got to be good. Okay, y'all. So I only have like one. Which, by the way, thank you IGC for the key and allowing us to showcase this game. We only have one. We're gonna only have one screen up for this. But fine. But what I'm going to do, because Nord's gonna be helping